Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good?
What up, y'all?
Hope everybody feeling good. We feeling good. We tired to sell though.
I was finna say like, damn, I ain't really.
In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do everything, but my body like, you ain't doing nothing.
You better sit your ass down.
Sit down. Show finna go lay down right after this.
Man, I just been lounging around the house. I promise. It's been taking me so long to pack one box. Like for real.
Man. It's crazy.
You know, my favorite shit is tomorrow.
Right. And then you look up tomorrow, like 2 weeks. Oh, man, shit's time.
I ain't got that much time. Shit, I got to get out of here. They already didn't text me to see if I want to renew my lease. I'm like,
nah.
I ain't even text back.
Just in case, like, this going to be 2 days.
Right. So, yeah. Hey, man, I hope y'all feeling good. We back from vacation. We in slow motion, so forgive us. You know what? I thought we had missed a Sunday. I was like, damn, we missed a Sunday. We ain't put nothing up. Come to find out we did. That's how off I am. That's how
I really had said that, but I thought we had one. Just that one. But I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know.
We so absent-minded, like, but I ain't gonna stunt. It feels good to be off though.
Yeah,
it definitely do. I'm being lazy right now. I ain't putting no clothes on for like a couple of days.
Man,
I ain't been really doing nothing. So, but y'all keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back to the old energetic selves once we get back to work. That's Tuesday. We got one more day to, you know what I'm saying, chill out. But we're gonna get to the topic real quick. Our youth been exposed to way entirely too much. Entirely. So we're gonna touch on that because I don't know. This village is going in the wrong direction, and you know, it used to be when we were younger, it takes a village to raise a child. I don't know what the fuck going on with this village now. Like this village is going left on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Like, I feel like people was more like discreet about, like, although you knew what a person did, you didn't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I feel like we see everything.
Yeah.
Kids see everything. We know who the drug dealers are. We know who the prostitutes are. We know we know everything.
You know what? That's crazy because, like, we used to live, shout out to J-Town, Joliet. That's where I'm from. But we was in Joliet. When we were shorties, like, we lived on the east side, and right up the street from our block was like the whole strip. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers used to come to our house because they was cool with my mom. They went to school with my mom or my uncles or some stuff like that or whatever. And they used to come to the house and they used to have little parties or whatever. But my mom, like, never really, we never seen, the only thing I ever saw my mom was drink beer and smoke cigarettes. It was nothing after that. They were all behind closed doors or, you know what I'm saying, we was outside doing some stuff. But we knew who they was, but we didn't know what they did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew them by name. Hey, Miss such and such. Hey, Miss, you know what I'm saying? But we didn't know what they was doing because it wasn't none of the kids' business. Right. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't conversating with us on that level. Right. They would conversate with us, but it wasn't, oh, we're doing this, or you knew, you didn't know too much. You was always supposed to stay in a child's place. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it was always a child is supposed to be seen, not heard. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, now these kids,
like, I hear a lot of times, like, you know, sometimes when the father's missing and like the kid, he'll be like 8 years old, he'll be like, oh, well, you the man of the house now. I'm like, that's a kid. What the fuck you know about being the man of a house?
You don't know nothing about
it. What bills can he pay? He can't even get a job.
How's he making decisions?
Right. What are you talking about? You need to learn how to be. No, you need to learn how to be a fucking kid.
Right.
That's what's wrong. And then you get mad when they start trying to portray that person that you want them to be and doing things. Now, or you being too grown, well, that's what you asked for.
Right. How he gonna be the man? A man is doing, you know what I'm saying, taking on leadership. You want this 80-year-old to take on leadership, but then you don't want him. It's certain parts of the leadership that you don't want him to take.
Right. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
You know what I'm saying? He can't be a man, and I think that's a huge issue. You know what I'm saying? Mothers want the child to be the man, be the man of the house. No. Let that young guy be a kid. You know what I'm saying? So he'll know what it's like to be a kid.
Because there's some kids out here who didn't have that chance to be a child. You know, they had to grow up fast because, you know, household messed up, so they had to learn earlier. But if it's not that situation when you just absolutely have to, because sometimes it is that type of situation where you do have to grow up a little sooner than what you really wanted to. Unfortunately, shit happens in life. But if that's not the case, then let kids be kids. Right. I feel like another thing that's too much that they get too much exposure by watching a lot of things on TV.
Yeah, oh my God.
They don't patrol the TV. They got parental control still, but like the kids are just way too open to like YouTube is a big one. A lot of stuff that I'm seeing, like kids watching the stuff and stuff, like stuff that they say, where you get it from? YouTube.
Right.
They got kids YouTube.
They got
kids. You can regulate that,
I mean, still on kids YouTube, you still got to regulate what's on their YouTube, you know what I'm saying? That's good point. My niece that was on the show with me that did Liaison, she's like 11, you know what I'm saying? And she watches a lot of YouTube and all that stuff. She told my sister, her mother and her father, that she was a lesbian. I was like, what the fuck is she? What?
what is that?
So they had to sit down and talk to my niece. And, my niece was like, well, I like girls. And it was like, do you like girls? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, yeah, they my friends. She was like, you ain't no damn lesbian. You know what I'm saying? So they had to go through this talk. And I feel like her being 11, she shouldn't know nothing about being a lesbian. She shouldn't even be sexually active or thinking about sex. But it's so pushed on us now. Like, you didn't see a lot of that stuff. I can name like 2 or 3 movies that I ever saw that when I was growing up. Now it's in the commercials. It's everything. It's in advertisement. It's like, dude, what the hell? Right. Like, y'all pushing this on these kids and y'all just want them to accept that. That is not, no. What are y'all doing? Like, what the hell? Like, even to this day, like, if I'm in that lifestyle, I like the same sex or whatever, but I don't bring women around my family like that. Like, just, oh, well, this is my friend. No, hell no. You know what I'm saying? I brought 2 women around, and I wouldn't explain to my nieces and nephews who they were. They was just, you know what I'm saying, my friend or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that was just it. We never engaged in public affection in front of them. We never held hands. There was never none of that. I don't do that around kids because kids don't need to see that. You're exposing them too early. But now it's on TV. Every time you turn around, now they trying to put it in school and be taught about. They don't need to teach. Listen, that is not something you need to be teaching no damn kids, especially, you know what I'm saying, if they not in high school.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't care if it is whether you being gay or straight, like a lot of shit, like sexually active. Period. Like it's a lot of sex going on, and then you wonder why these kids up here watching Pornhub early in age or whatever, touching on stuff out there, touching on other motherfuckers and shit, because they don't know no better, because they just seen this shit,
right.
Thinking it's okay, so they going to buy it, do it. Okay, that's what they doing, so I'm gonna do it too. There's no control over it, and that shit crazy. I was watching a crazy scene that a lot of people had it was a little controversy about it with the P Valley thing. If you watch P Valley, you know what I'm talking about. So recently, it was a scene where the 2, Lil Murda and his boy that got out of jail, Teak, whatever his name is, we found out that they got sexual relations. It's just the way it came about was like it was quite shocking because the way how it happened. They was in there doing a little scene, they up in there talking or whatever, and then all next thing you know. Shit, they kissing, dude, bust down his pants and bending over. He getting fucked in the ass and shit. Like, it was just like, bam. Like, motherfuckers like, damn, what the fuck? Like, it was like, and I ain't saying, of course, if you watching that shit, you should be old enough, but
right.
Either way it goes, like, damn, like, that was a lot to just get sprung upon, like, like, damn. Like, they wasn't no waste of time. They got straight to the point. And like I said, it is for an older crowd, so you gotta be careful what your kids watch, because shit, if I was surprised by it, I couldn't even imagine what a fucking kid would probably see. If they see that shit, they'd be like, what the hell is it? That shit.
But they think, you know what I'm saying, even if it's a mature, you know what I'm saying, if for youth or whatever, they still be having the motherfuckers kissing and, you know what I'm saying, doing too much. Even on the commercials now, like, it be like, God damn, like, everywhere you turn around, like, they just parading it like it's okay. And I'm not saying it's not okay, to each his own, you know what I'm saying? I respect what you want to do with yourself, with your life, or whatever. But I feel like, be discreet when it comes to the kids, you know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't never exposed to nothing like that. Like, I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? We didn't see that stuff when we was younger. Although we were young watching porn. I'm not gonna lie. But that was not because of my parents. That was because I had it was a lot of us. I had older cousins and stuff. So when I was 8, I had older cousins that was already 16, 17. So they were already sexually active. So that's how we became growing up fast. But it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it was pounding, boom, 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 boom. Every time you turn on the TV, you know what I'm saying? Now. And that's all you see now. You going out in public, you know what I'm saying, your friend of a friend of a friend. And it wasn't all like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Like, it's just, it was more discreet. It was more respect and for yourself and for people around you. Now people don't even care. It's like, oh, if you don't like my life, then you can get over it. It's not that I don't like your life. It's that you need to be discreet. You need to be respectful of other people in mind. Like, I ain't gotta be a homophobe or nothing like that, or, you know what I'm saying, none of that. I don't want to see all that in public. I don't want to see it every time I turn on the TV. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about it in every conversation. It's not that people are homophobes. It's just tone it down a little. Like, damn, for real? Like, I feel like as soon as you walk outside, it's a porn shoot going through. And like, so just imagine, you know what I'm saying? I want to be the person that tell my kids about, you know what I'm saying, drugs, about sexuality, about the birds and the bees. I don't need nobody else help telling my kids that, you know what I'm saying? And them asking weird questions, and my niece coming up talking about she's a lesbian. She has no clue what the fuck a lesbian is. Right. You know what I'm saying? So she shouldn't be exposed to that. Her parents should be exposing her to that at the rightful age. Not 11, not 10, not 9, or no stuff like that.
And it's like even in our music as well, all that shit. Yeah. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, you got kids running around here. Like, for example, like when Chief Keef was big and shit, everybody wanted to be like Chief Keef. Everybody wanted to be like, you know, the Old Black Boys and all that shit. When they 300 and 300, game banging and shit. And like, I literally seen somebody's personality change based off of the music they was here. They never, in my opinion, that I know of, never had any association with anybody from that clique. Right. Never had any association, not even from Chicago whatsoever. Mm-hmm. But like, just like that music feeding them their spirit, you know what I'm saying? They allowing that type of, what they rapping about, whatever influence them.
I agree.
So then they started, they started talking like they talk, right. Walking like they sagging their pants, being interested in guns and shit. And it's like, damn, dude, like that shit.
I agree, and you notice like the kids in our generation, we listen to like, they always say we got an old soul.
Yeah, we R&B, motherfuckers.
We super R&B, blues, like laid back. We look, you know what I'm saying? We want to step, we want to dance. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying we don't listen to, you know what I'm saying, the new stuff, the hip hop and all that stuff, because we do. We like to dance, we like to get out of control or whatever, but we still stay in our lanes or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like kids in our days, or I know in our house, we listen to Mary J. Blige. We listen to, you know what I'm saying, Jodeci and all that stuff. And then you would go all the way back to Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, Chaka Khan, and stuff like that. So we went back to, like, love music. So that's what we were about.
We like introductions.
Yeah. Like, the routines and stuff. Like, but, you know what I'm saying, we went back to love music. And even when rap first came about, it was about empowerment and love. And you know what I'm saying? They wasn't calling females bitches and hoes, and they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, trying to fuck the whole crew, and you know what I'm saying, taking all these drugs, popping Molly, sipping syrup and all that stuff. It wasn't like that even in rap, you know what I'm saying? They had one specific girl that they was trying to get with, or guy they was trying to get with, and that's what the whole song, right, that was the whole song. Now you got people now talking about stuff. It may be a little
freaky, but it ain't gonna be no...
Right, but they was talking about one girl. They weren't talking about, I'm hitting your mama, I'm hitting your granny, I'm hitting your best friend, bring your whole crew. Right, then like, they weren't doing all that. Like, they was just, okay, if her name was Amber, they trying to take Amber down. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm finna do all this. They were taking them out.
Right, they romancing.
Right, they was romancing.
Nah, they don't do that.
Like, the first course was romance, and the second date, and then we got to getting our busy on, you know what I'm saying? And they was practicing safe sex.
What they preach.
Right, they was practicing safe sex and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Now you got people...
Busting. Right. Guns... drugs, that's all.
And then it's crazy, like, these people ain't never been to the hood. Like, you got people rapping about the hood, they ain't never been to the hood, never seen the hood, none of that. Like, bro, if you ever been to the hood, you're not gonna glorify it, I promise you. It's not as cool as you think it is. And back to what you were saying, like, you saw a whole person change. Like, when I first heard of Chief Keef, I had no idea who the hell Chief Keef was. I didn't listen to that. I was in a relationship with a woman with kids, and her oldest son never, like, this man has been living in suburb his whole life, and he never lived in Chicago, no Chicago public schools, none of that. He don't have friends in Chicago, none of that. He started listening to Chief Keef. This man wanted to live in Inglewood, and I'm thinking he talking about Inglewood, California. I'm like, damn, that's a stretch. He like, no, Inglewood in Chicago. Well, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hey, and I had to sit down. He would like just talk about this like it was glorified, and they were doing this and they doing that and blah blah skip boo, and I know it's gonna be cool. And I'm like, bro, I had to sit him down. I said, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm like dead ass serious. I'm like, dude, I spent 30-some years in the hood. And I know I'm talking to you like I done been locked down. I said, that's how it feels. Like you in imprisonment. You in jail. You know what I'm saying? And it's the culture that's holding you down. I was like, bro, you got police riding around waiting for you to do some shit just so they can take you to jail. You know what I'm saying? You waking up, you probably ain't got no lights, no water, no gas, no food. You know what I'm saying? You wearing the same motherfucking crushed ass clothes over and over. You seeing motherfuckers like doing drugs and outside, you know what I'm saying, just right outside, like it's just crazy. I said, bro, you ain't never
lives and shit. Right, fire would scare your ass.
You ain't never been to the hood. I said, you ain't never been in a drive-by. I said, if you have, you wouldn't even glorify that. I said, you didn't. When we was kids, we know about drive-bys. We know about ducking and staying on the ground and all that stuff. And you know what I'm saying, you waking up the next morning, bless you.
Thank you.
Waking up the next morning and finding out one of your classmates, we were in elementary, finding out one of your elementary classmates has been killed in a drive-by, you know what I'm saying? That's how, I'm like, you don't never want to go through nothing like that. I was like, that is not something that you would want to glorify. I said, so when I say I've been in the hood 30 years, I've been in the hood 30 years, and I'm glad that I ain't never got to turn around. I pray to God that I ain't never got to go back, you know what I'm saying? I mean, projects on the worst side of the east, Joliet, you know what I'm saying, on the Hill, the Second, the First, Evergreen. I done lived in all of them, and it's like, it wasn't nothing for me to be like, oh yeah, you know, that's where I'm from, that's the shit. Even though I'm gonna rep my town, but all day. It was just like, bro, that ain't nothing to be.
Right, people who live in like situations like that, you learn from them to do better.
Right,
motherfuckers who just want to go back and could you ain't been from that, but you want to go to that. I don't understand why. When you see a lot of motherfuckers, you hear about them trying to get the fuck away from that. Yeah. Getting out. People like, when they move right, I'm straight. I ain't going back. I don't want to be associated with that. They'll lose friends, everything, to go off and better themselves. They don't want to be in that. I mean, for example, look at Chief Keef. He's still sitting over there, whatever.
Chief Keef in California, he would never come back to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Just like Lil Durk. Right. He ain't living in the hood. Right. And you see motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, actually is in the hood, you know what I'm saying, that went back to their hood. That's just like Nipsey. Nipsey got killed in his hood. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, feed the hood. Dolph. Trying to get some cookies. Two of my favorite artists. I listen to these mugs. You know what I'm saying? They inspirational, trying to, you know what I'm saying, enlighten the youth. Both got shot and killed in their hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once you get to that point where you don't have to live in the hood no more, man, you. Right. And I'm gonna tell you
something different
firsthand. When I got out the hood, there was no more, you know what I'm saying, me going back to the hood, hanging out, kicking it, because we was on two different levels, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing, we went, It wasn't that no more. I couldn't go back and I couldn't hang out. We went, first of all, I got too much to lose to be, you know what I'm saying, running from the police and, you know what I'm saying, trying to indulge in drugs and drinking and all that stuff, like, no. So what y'all exposing y'all kids to, you need to be careful. I know when my godson, when my sister birthed my godson, I used to be a fighter. Like, I love to fight. When she had my godson, I was like, bro, I can't do it. Like, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, he looked up to me too much for me to be in the hood fighting. What fighting my own people at that. Then my sister, my younger sister, had my first niece. I stopped watching videos. All right. I didn't want my sister to. I didn't want my niece to think it was okay to be a thought. So, you know. You want to pause?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
Hold on, y'all.